Chapter 7, Story of My Life. By Saturday morning, you still haven't heard from Cass, and now you're really starting to worry. She hasn't answered my text, been at school, it's like she fell off the face of the earth. You flop on your bed, feeling your heart break a little as you replay the incident in the woods. Gabriel didn't say anything he hasn't said before. I don't understand why Cass ran away. Maybe I should just wait until she's ready to talk. It's been 4 days, though. I'm all about giving her space, but what if she's hurt? Your mind flashes back to the sight of the envoy's burnt body in the woods, and you sit up with a gasp. What if she's dead? I'm probably overreacting, but I don't want to think she'd avoid me on purpose, but that just means something might have happened to her. Feeling a sudden surge of resolve, you roll off the bed to go to the closet, briskly pushing aside the hangers as you pull out something to wear. Sitting around worrying isn't going to get me anywhere. If Cass isn't going to come to me, then I'm going to have to hunt her down and make her talk. But as you're yanking on your clothes, it suddenly dawns on you that you don't even know where Cass lives. I never even thought about it. Maybe the Nexus? Someplace in town? I can't believe I never even asked. You finish dressing and trudge downstairs, trailing your bad mood behind you. As you approach the kitchen, you hear your mom on the phone. No, the autopsy didn't reveal the cause of death, but we're continuing to run tests. She must be talking about the envoy. Damn it, why can't she just let it go? Thank you for touching base and for everything you've been doing, Linux. I'll speak to you later. As she ends the call, you turn the corner into the kitchen. Mom, were you talking to the guy from the Forest Bureau? Yes, his team's in the woods assessing the fire damage, so I asked him to keep an eye out for anything that could be linked to the victim. Mom, that's not your job. And it's definitely not his. Seriously, the Forest Bureau's got enough to do without you asking them to be your crime scene investigators. I didn't ask them to investigate anything, just keep an eye out. Parker, why are you so angry about this? After our lunch, I thought things were getting better between us. They were until you started going overboard again. Do not take that tone with me, or do we need to have another talk about your attitude? My attitude is completely justified. You promised me you wouldn't get obsessed again, and here you are doing the same thing all over again. Just then, your phone dings on an incoming text. Cass? You turn away, cutting your mom off mid-sentence, and yank your phone out of your pocket, but instead of Cass, it's Gabe replying to your question. Do you know where Cass is? I haven't heard from her in days. Hey, I haven't heard from her either, but Nicole thinks she's hunting with the V's. Thank you. See you later? Yep, be at the arcade if you want to hang out. Aw, I like the little emoji. I gotta go. Wait a minute, Parker. You lecture me about spending more time together, but the minute you hear from your friends, you're out the door? You kept your cool thanks to your high willpower. Mom, I'm sorry, but this is important. I'll be back later, I promise. But as you rush from the house, you hear your mom's voice follow you on the porch. This conversation isn't over, Parker. It never is. You tear into the woods, running blindly at first, but then halt abruptly as you realize if they're returning from a hunt, they're probably headed for the Nexus. It's a lot of ground to cover between here and there, but that's what vampire speed is for. You take off, the forest around you a blur of orange and brown as you race in the direction of the vampire base. You stop and still, closing your eyes to fully concentrate your heightened hearing on the sounds of the forest around you. Birds, trees, rabbits, nothing that sounds like a bunch of killer vampires looking for prey. And then you hear the crunch of a careless footstep, the faint beating of hearts. That has to be them. You follow the sound approaching as stealthily as you possibly can. In your case, your unexpected presence spooks the hunting party. Finally come to the edge of a small clearing and see them just emerge from the woods. Cass? She spins around, a flash of surprise replacing a sour frown on her face. What are you doing here? What do you think I'm doing here? I haven't heard from you in days. Where have you been? Around? That's very vague. Around. Couldn't you at least have had the decency to let me know you were okay? I've been worried. Uh-oh, trouble in paradise. Looks like the honeymoon's finally over. Hey, leave him alone. Better go talk to her, Cass, before you get a timeout. Scott, just shut it, okay? And the same goes for the rest of you. This is none of your business. It's between me and Cass. Then maybe I don't have your little lover's quarrel in front of everyone. Parker's right. It's none of your business. Then don't take your angst out on me, Harlow. I'm not the one trying to ball and chain you. Laughter ripples through the group. Cass lets out a growl. Screw you guys. Surprised at the edge of real anger in her voice, you reach for her, but she brushes your hand away and tries to storm past you. Cass, please wait. You grasp her hand, lacing your fingers gently but firmly into hers. I just want to know what's wrong. Oh, isn't that sweet? I think I'm gonna hurl. Damn it, Margot, don't you know when to quit? Just get out of here. You heard her, get out of here. Jeez, why so touchy, Cass? Parker really get that far into your skin? Cass bares her fangs and let out a frightening snarl. I said get out. Message received, we're going. Parker, you guys gonna be okay? We're fine, Seth, thank you. As Seth nods and leaves with the others, you turn to Cass, who's still working hard to avoid eye contact. Cass, seriously, what's going on? Why haven't you returned my texts? I just needed some space to think, okay? Do you not want to see me anymore? You duck your head, your heart breaking, as you tentatively give her hand a soft, lingering squeeze. I thought we had something real, but if something's changed... Whoa, don't say that. We do have something. But that's the problem. Suddenly, she gives an angry shake of her head, and with a huff, she pushes her way past you towards the Nexus. Look, I don't want to talk about it, okay? As you watch her retreat, you realize that unless you do something to stop her, she's going to disappear again, possibly for good. Not okay, Cass. If I don't know better, I'd say you were afraid. She stops short and rounds on you just as a crack of thunder rumbles in the distance. What did you just say? You heard me. What are you afraid of? Another rolling boom, and she stalks back to you, the curl of her lips revealing the point of one sharp fang. You should know by now, new girl, I'm not afraid of anything. Really? Because where I'm standing, it looks like you're running away. I mean, you've obviously been avoiding me, so is it me you're scared of? No! She grinds her teeth and turns to leave, then abruptly spins back, swiping her hand furiously through her hair. Look, why is this so important to you? Why do you want me around so much? Because I care about you, and I can't imagine my life without you. Because I love you? She staggers at the reminder of the words you told her before you faced the Creator, a time that almost feels like another life. A complicated hurricane of emotions roils behind her eyes, but she shakes her head and masks it all with a defensive glower. Damn it, new girl, don't you get it? You don't need me. You need someone you can rely on, someone who can protect you, and that's not me. Protect me. I'm not some helpless kitten, you know? I'm a vampire now, too. I can protect myself. I know how strong you are. You can take on anything, and together, the two of you... Oh... The two of us. Who does she... Gabriel? What does this have to do with him? Before you can even form a question, she lets out a snort of disdain and waves her hand dismissively. Forget it. Like I said, you don't need me, and I don't need anyone. I'm better off alone anyway. Always have been. Reach for her, but again she brushes you off. Just leave me alone. But instead of storming away, she lingers, the arc of her shoulders the way she avoids your eyes telling you she doesn't entirely mean it. There's something else going on. Something she wants to talk about but can't. Diamond choice. Coax the story out of her. You lay your hand lightly on her shoulder. Cass, you know you can trust me, right? With anything? Her breath catches in her throat, and she leans into your touch. I want to trust you, I do, but there's this voice in my head that won't let me forget what happened the last time I trusted someone. I'm not that person, and whatever happened, it's in the past. I'm here now, I'm your friend, and I would never hurt you. You say that now, but I can't take the risk, not even for you. The small, simple statement slides like a knife into your gut, and you know beneath the bitter words there's some deep wound in Cass that's begging to be healed. Okay, I understand. You don't understand. You can never understand. You have a mom who loves you, a home of your own. Parker, when I was human... She takes a deep breath as if gathering courage and then continues. I was a foster kid, you know? And when you're a foster, you get bounced around a lot. Home to home, town to town, school to school. Friendships, well, eventually you stop even trying. Because after a while, you figure if no one wants you, there has to be a reason. Your heart cracks with the pain you see in her eyes, and you take her hand to comfort her. Then something happened, didn't it? Halfway through my senior year in high school, I went to live with a new family, new town, new school. It's brutal, trying to fit in halfway through a semester, but then out of the blue, this girl invited me to have lunch with her. Her name was Denise. Now, playing as Cass, you quietly slip into the cafeteria with your sad tray of unidentified food and make your way to the spot in the back where, fingers crossed, no one will notice you. But just as you're passing a table full of her other students, one of them catches your eye and smiles. Hey, new girl, come sit with us. Huh? You don't actually mean that, do you? Do I look like someone who says things they don't mean? I guess not, but I don't actually know you. Well, then sit down and get to know me. Okay. You set your tray down on the table, and Denise and her friend slide over to make room. I'm Denise, this is Sam, this is Penny. I'm Cassie Harlow. Cass. Hey, Cass. Welcome to Crimson Beach. I love your jacket. Totally bitchin'. Thanks. What do you mean? I'm the brand new foster kid just blowing through town, and you just want to have lunch together? Most people sort of look right through me. Oh, take a chill pill. We're not most people, so you're foster kid, big whoop, cool as cool. You think I'm cool? Just sense it tonight. Now, that lunch looks gnarly. Here, have some of my chips and start talking. I want to know all about you. Denise and I got real close, real fast. I trusted her completely. Having a friend like her was a whole new experience, a whole new world. Then one day, we were hanging out in my room. See this? She pulls a locket from under her shirt and holds it up, twisting it so the polished silver catches the light. Denise's locket. That looks old. It's a family heirloom. My grandmother gave it to me, and she got it from her grandmother. Run your fingers over the locket. It's beautiful, precious, personal, and you feel a pang of sorrow. Hey, what's the face for? Oh, Cass, I'm sorry. I didn't think that your parents are... Well, I mean, I guess you don't have anything like this? Actually... You hesitate, but remember, this is Denise. And you slide your ragged duffel bag from underneath the bed and pull out a book. The book. Your most prized possession. Family heirloom I never showed anyone. Ooh, look, it has magical glow. Reverently, she takes it from you. Her face full of wonder, she runs her fingers over the embossed cover of the gold and end pages. It belonged to my parents. Apparently my dad loved books, and we had a whole room full of them, but... Anyway, it's the only thing I have left of my family. Oh, Cass. She throws her arms around you for a hug, and suddenly you feel lighter. I was so happy. Not just because she appreciated the book, but because for the first time in a long time I had someone to confide in. Someone who cared for me. But boy, was I wrong. A couple days later, I got home from school and found my room ransacked. And worst of all, my book. It was gone. There was only one person who could have done it. One person who knew. Denise. There was this picnic spot they always used to hang out at. I ran there, getting angrier and angrier the closer I got. They were there all right. My book. Give it back. Uh-oh, foster gets angry. Give me back my book. You mean this book? Penny holds it up and gives it a teasing wiggle. You lunge for it, but she tosses it to Sam, who holds it up out of reach. Grab the book. In a blind furry, you lunge for the book, but Sam pulls it away at the last minute, and you stumble painfully to your knees. Bastard. Get her! They all jumped me, started punching. Fists, kicks, coming so fast and hard, all I could do was curl up in a ball and cover my head, and basically they kicked my ass. I'm so sorry. Did you ever get your book back? Yeah, but not because they gave it to me. Then how? Because someone intervened. I was down on the ground trying to protect my head while getting a few swipes in, and then I heard someone say, 3-on-1. Now that isn't very sporting. Get the hell out of here. This isn't your business. What do you think, George? Is this our business? Oh, I think it's definitely our business, Claire. Next thing I know, the beating stopped, and Sam's all the way on the other side of the picnic area, like this guy just picked Sam up and threw him. And the other one, she slammed her hand into a picnic table, broke it in two. Oh my god! Are you waiting for an invitation, handwritten in blood? Run. You should have seen the looks on Denise and Penny's faces. They grabbed Sam and just ran. And the guy walked over and held out his hand. You okay, kid? Don't call me kid. Instead of getting angry that I yelled at him, they seemed impressed, and this weird look passed between them. Damn, this one's got cojones. Who the hell are you people? Think of us as concerned citizens who can throw a person across a clearing and break a table in half with just their bare hands? Well, maybe we're something more. Come on, kid, let's talk. And that's how I found out about vampires and how I met the Venedies. So... Are those the vampires who proposed turning you? Yeah. George and Claire became my sponsors in the coven, introduced me to the Venedi way of life, advocated for a story in Lewin, and made me a vampire. I'm glad they did. Me too. Well, for them, I wouldn't be here right now. I owe them a lot. Nobody took advantage of them. Which is why I wanted to join the coven in the first place. So I'd never be vulnerable again. You have a self-mocking laugh. Not that that's done much. What do you mean? You're the least vulnerable person I know. Yeah, that's what you think? Her eyes flash to you, her expression filled with pain you don't understand, and then she looks away, scuffing her foot against the ground, and it hits you. This is about Gabe again. She doesn't want to get close because she's jealous of our relationship and doesn't want to get hurt. Cass. Hey. Come here. Gently, you cup her face in your hands. Parker. Shh. Slowly, you pull her in and brush her lips to her. She inhales sharply and then returns the gentle kiss. I'd never hurt you, Cass. You know that, right? She sighs softly and with a sense of relief, but still, you see the same sadness in her eyes. So, feel any better? A little, but you still need some time alone. Yeah. I get it. Take all the time you need, and when you're ready to talk again, I know where you live. You go in and see a flash of old Cass when she returns a smile, but then in the blink of an eye, she's gone, leaving you alone with your doubts and the feeling that Cass had opened up to you and told you about her time as a human. This isn't the end of the story. You wander aimlessly, day turning into night as you work to quiet the turmoil in your mind after your intense conversation with Cass. I'm grateful she opened up the way she did, but I know she's still keeping something from me. You're only vaguely aware that you've wandered into town and that you're about to walk into someone. You jump back just in time to avoid collision. Oh, sorry. Parker. Libby. Hey, what are you doing here? Brow quirk. Libby stares at you through narrowed eyes, and with somewhat guarded tone in her voice, says, Jade and Aiden are picking me up from work. What are you doing here? Nothing. I was just out for a walk. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. Clearly. You almost knocked me down. Yeah, sorry about that. I got stuff on my mind. You know how it is. Libs, who are you Oh. Past Libby's shoulder, you see Aid and Jade approaching, defensive, positioning themselves behind Libby. Parker, hey. It's hard to miss the chill in their voices, and you feel a twinge of guilt as you recall your recent encounters. Hey guys, I was just saying to Libby that I've got a lot on my mind. That happens sometimes. You're thinking and not paying attention. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I don't know. You can tell us, Parker. It's obviously something's been going on with you. With that invitation, you find you can't hold it in anymore, and all your troubles come spilling out of you in a wild jumble of words. So a couple days ago, Cass started freezing me out, ignoring all my texts. She just disappeared. I tracked her down, got her to talk for a while. I'm still not sure what's going on with her, but I get the feeling she's jealous. You're kidding, right? Of course she's jealous. She's so jealous you can see it from space. I mean, you're always hanging out with her and Gabriel, but it's pretty obvious Cass wants you for herself. Exactly. I hate to say it, but you gotta make a decision eventually, Parker. Cass or Gabriel. And you better make it quick. It's crazy enough that they both like you. Gee, thanks. I mean, that they put up with it for so long. But that's a temporary ceasefire. You don't make a decision soon, and it's gonna be all-out war. But I don't think I can choose. I care for them both equally. But you have to like one of them more. That's just it, I don't. And I don't want to give either of them up. Does that make me a bad person? No, but you gotta be sure they're okay with it. Suddenly you realize Libby has been quiet. You turn to find her staring at you with that same odd, almost suspicious expression on her face. She has an expression. Sorry, not sorry. What's up, Libby? Is something... Then, over her shoulder, you see Gabriel standing by the doors to the arcade, his eyes fixed inscrutably on you. Oh god, he must have heard the whole thing. Hey, Gabriel. Thought you'd never pull those VR goggles off. You feel a twinge of apprehension as he looks at you with an unreadable gaze. Yeah, well, had to be brought back to reality at some point. I think we need to talk. Yeah, I think you do. See you two later. You nod goodbye to your friends, grab Gabriel's arm, and pull him down the street. You walk in silence, the air between you charged with uncertainty, and then in a tentative voice, Gabriel says, Did, you ever find Cass? Yeah, I found her. So, what's up with the disappearing act? She okay? It's just Cass being Cass. You know her, she's not exactly the touchy-feely type. She needs some alone time. You know, those quiet presence calms you. You still can't get Cass off your mind. You let out a frustrated sigh. That doesn't sound good. Anything I can help with? I'm just feeling anxious. I seriously need to let off some steam. Sounds like a job for Cass. Huh? You need someone like Cass to do something reckless with and let go of all that pent-up energy, so how about you, now I be your Cass? What do you have in mind? He glances around at the various buildings, the bank, library, local bistro, and then looks up and smiles. How about we race to the top of the clock tower? You don't have to do that. I know, but I want to. At least let me try to convince you. Alright, shoot your shot. Okay, pros. You'll let off all the steam and have a good time. Okay, but there's one con. It's pretty major. All the stairs to get up there. Stairs? We don't need stairs. We're vampires, after all. He points to the building you're standing next to, his fingers moving as he narrates the route. Straight up the side of the building, over the roofs, up to the clock tower. Or in the middle of town, anyone can see. And apparently you didn't learn from your brand. That's part of the game. you have to do it without being seen. You're shocked at the flagrant rule breaking, but you have to admit there's a thrill running through you that you just can't ignore. In that case, you're on. First one of the top wins. And, giving you one last grin, he shocks you by leaping to the top of the building. Son of a... I'm gonna parkour my way up, spider crawl up the wall. Listen, you're a vampire, not Spider-Man. You leap for the first fire escape, then launch yourself to the window ledge on the other side of the alley. You look around for your next handhold. The drain pipe. You leap for it, but your hand slips and slides straight down back to the street. Ah, see? You're not Spider-Man. You try again, catching the drain pipe this time, and shimmying it up to the roof, where he's waiting for you on the other side of the alley. Oh, too bad. Good luck keeping up. A blur of movement, and he's racing towards the clock tower. Oh, damn it. You jump the gap, skidding across the gravel on the adjoining building and following him across the rooftops with stars in the sky blurring around you. Soon, you're neck and neck, flying across the buildings in exhilarating leaps, the town below oblivious to the supernatural contest going on above their heads. In a burst of speed, you pass him, leap to the roof of the library, scrambling up the shingles to the flagpole and taking a big swing around. Woohoo! Quit dawdling. You look down and see him take the library roof in 2 massive strides, leaping to the next building. You swing off the flagpole, launching yourself into the air and rolling to a landing right next to him at the edge of the rooftop. I'm having fun. Clearly, but can you jump that? You follow the direction of his finger and realize there's at least 20 feet between you and the next roof. Perhaps, I don't know if I can make that. I can jump for the fire escape and then up to the roof, but that's going to put me seriously behind. I think I'll distract him. And I know what'll just help. My projection ability, Gabriel won't see this coming. You summon your projection, making it run to the edge of the roof before stopping suddenly and teetering as if going to fall. Help! Parker! Gabriel leaps forward to pull the Phantom U to safety, but his hand catches air. You use the distraction to leap to the fire escape and then up to the roof. What the hell? Sorry, may the best vamp win. Basically, we used his overprotective nature against him, which is mean. You race against the rooftops, while matching him, jump for jump, exhilarated by the wind in your face and the vampire adrenaline coursing through your veins. It feels so alive. And so do I, maybe breaking the rules every now and then isn't so bad after all. Up ahead, you spot a group of parting on the rooftop. He leaps to another roof to avoid them as you consider your route. Why do I feel like this is illusion of choice? Follow Gabriel. You turn sharply, following him in a wild leap for the nearest fire escape and landing with a clang next to him. Using his shoulders as leverage, you scramble up and over to the next roof, leaving him spluttering indignantly. I'm not a ladder, you know. Says who? Finally, the clock tower's in sight. You bolt towards it, leaning hard into your vampire speed as gravel and loose concrete fly up beneath your feet. And as you look for him, you spot him several yards behind you. Oh, I am so winning this thing. Following on a last burst of speed, you leap onto the tower, cracking the siding with vampire-strong fingers as you pull yourself over the railing into the cupola. A few seconds later, he tumbles in behind you, panting and laughing. I believe I win. Fair and square, so name your prize. Brushing the dust from your hands, he saunters towards you, grinning. What a kiss. My pleasure. He cups your cheek in his hand, and you look up into his eyes, so full of warmth and tenderness that your stomach swoops in response. His thumb strokes your cheekbone a moment, and then he dips his head and brushes his lips lightly across yours. Kinda feel like we both won here. I'm fine with that. Face warm, you lean against the railing as Gabriel loops an arm around your waist. You both turn to look at the twinkling lights of the town below. Pretty great view, huh? You feel his eyes on you and glance his way to find him gazing at you with the adoration in his gaze that makes your stomach flip. This one's not so bad either. You lower your head as your face warms and notice the first time the blankets, pillows, and lanterns arranged on the floor behind you. Gabriel, did you set all this up? I may have stopped by here before work, before I knew how opposed to stairs you were. You smile and settle in the comforting circle of his arms and feeling it wrapped tighter around you. After a minute, you sigh in contentment. Thank you. I don't know how you do it, but you always know exactly what I need. Mind reading may not be an actual vampire trait, but I feel like I know you pretty well at this point. He turns you gently, taking your hand, smiling down at you. His eyes are so caring, warm, kind. Seriously though, I'll always be here for you, whatever you need, whenever you need it. Just say the word. The world fades away as you look into his eyes, and with his hands in yours, you start to think about what else it is you really need. Take your relationship to the next level with a romantic hookup. Diamond choice. Listen, as I've been sick, I've been watching a little bit of the Fallout series, and I gotta go, only you. If you know the song. His pleased smile, so warm and assured, so very Gabriel, crinkles the corner of his eyes, and you feel your heart thump in your belly. You slide your hand across the plane of his face, losing yourself in a moment of the color of his eyes, and you pull him in for a soft, gentle kiss. Parker. There's something deep in the sound of his voice, something that speaks to you of longing. You slide your hands up his back and pull him closer. His warmth emanates into you, your every nerve alive and tingling as his hands whisper down your neck to your shoulders to your back, and he wraps you in his arms. His lips blaze a trail across your cheek, and he whispers against the shell of your ear, the deep tone of his voice sending shivers down your spine. Parker, can I kiss your neck? Yes, but let me kiss yours first. His deep chuckle rumbles against your ear, the sound warmer and fuller than you to your ears, and he tilts his head in invitation. Be my guest. You press your lips to the soft spot beneath the curve of his jaw, then brush them down his neck until they hover just above his jugular. You lap once at his skin, savoring the taste of him, the scent of his blood so exciting that your fangs descend, that you scrape them along the pulsing vein. Parker. Too much? No, God. Just surprising in a really good way. He pulls you to him for another kiss, bolder this time and needy, and you sense an intensity in him that you've never felt before. Your hands roam his body, feeling every slight flex, his muscles beneath the sensitive tips of your fingers. Gabriel, the way you feel, it's... Vampire senses. This is a first for me, too. His hands inch hesitantly around the hem of your clothes, and he slides yours over them in wordless encouragement. He pulls back to look in your eyes. Are you sure about this? I've never been more sure of anything in my life. His heart thumps in his chest, and sharp, rapid, mirroring your own, and he presses a kiss to your lips as he starts to undress you. You shiver as his hands brush reverently across your bare skin, lighting your nerves like a bonfire. Parker, you're just... So are you. His look is tender, just his touch is so gentle you can't help but want more. You're only half done, though. He huffs a laugh, his fingers sliding down your sides, your hips, before you know it. You're standing before him in your bra, feeling safe in your sudden vulnerability as his eyes rake worshipingly across your body. Gorgeous. He takes you into his arms again, his kisses deep, reverently warming you from the tips of your ears to your toes, the fabric of his clothes brushing against you with each slight movement, setting every nerve alight with overwhelming sensation. Your turn now. I'm all yours. I want him out of his clothes right now. I swear I see double spaces between him and out. Anyway, to undress him slowly. You lock eyes with him and then trail your hands up his chest and pop open the top button of his shirt. Keep going. All he can do is nod, and your fingers continue down the line of buttons and slide the shirt off his shoulders. Your heart thumps with anticipation at the sight of his bare chest. It's not even fair that you look so good. Eyes riveted to his body, you toss the shirt aside. He brings his arms around you, and now, finally, you're skin to skin with him. You unbuckle his jeans, face burning at the intimacy of the moment, even more so as he slides them down his legs and kicks them away. Saw him twice now. We know he didn't have jeans the first time. He takes you in his arms again, kisses you. He lays you down on the blankets, his body covering yours. Parker, I can't believe we're here together like this. Are you nervous? Are you? No, I trust you. Another kiss and he cradles your head in his arm. You feel his fingers dancing along your sides, tracing soft circles on your hips, then your belly. Gabriel. Then they brush softly against your waistband of your underwear. His fingers are trembling as he gives them a soft tug. May I? God, yes. But take it slow. Brushes a tender kiss across your lips, then his fingers inch the thin fabric down your hips, each slow, gentle touch, like a crackle of electricity across your skin. You arch to help him until finally he pulls them away fully. He touches you. Or touched you before, but never this intimately. Every brush, every movement, every part of you, your skin tingles in response to the sensation of setting your body on fire. He brings his hips flush to yours, settling against you so perfectly it's like you were made to be like this. Your body tingles in anticipation. Parker. He presses his lips to your ears, breath tickling the hair of your nape of your neck as he starts to move against you. He holds you tighter as you find a tentative rhythm together, your mind whirling from the feelings you've discovered, everything so intense and right. Parker, I love you so much. I love you too, Gabriel. You nuzzle him, then nick the soft skin of his throat and whisper, kiss me again, Gabriel. He moans in response, brushing the tip of your nose with his, and crashes his lips to you as your tongues swirl together and you savor the silky taste of his mouth. Yep. And there wasn't much detail, but I have to be careful because it's YouTube. You lose yourself in aspiring bliss of his body against yours. Sometime later, with Gabriel's body curved around yours, you tangle your legs with his and brush a slow finger down his chest. He drops his head on his hand, and he smiles, tender and hopeful. You okay? I think you should ask me later. You know, after I've regained the power of speech. A grin lights his face and he laughs and tucks your body closer against his. The amount of love in his eyes nearly takes your breath away. A job finished when he captures your lips in a series of sweet kisses. You mean the world to me. So do you. Head spinning, you roll to your back and contemplating the slats of the roof above you. I can't believe that just happened. It was just so right, so perfect, everything I ever thought it would be. But if Cass finds out, upset isn't gonna begin to cover it. The clock tolls the hour, breaking your reverie and reminding you where you are and how late it is. Gabriel, I gotta go. My mom's gonna be so mad at me. You roll away from him and to your feet, and you both rush back into your clothing. Let me walk you home. I can tell her... No, I don't want you to get in trouble with her again. I'll handle this on my own, besides I need some time to think. His stomach gives a little lurch at the confused, hurt look in his eyes, but he nods his head. Sure, I get it. I just want you to know how perfect tonight was. You cup his face in your hands, your heart overflowing with the affection for this kind, wonderful guy. It was perfect for me, too. The smile returns to his face, and with one last kiss, you leave him and start down the stairs for the journey home. A little while later, you creep into your house. Your mom is nowhere to be seen. Thank God. You climb to the stairs to your room, crawl underneath the covers, clutching your pillows. All your doubts and fears and confusion return. I don't regret what happened with him, but why can't I shake the feeling that I betrayed Cass? You pull out your phone and tap out a rapid text. Okay, so those were the texts before. Hey, is everything okay? Cass, seriously, what's going on? Okay, I get it. You don't want to talk, but at least let me know you're okay. Cass, can we talk, please? Message not delivered. What? A crack of thunder splits the sky, and you jump to close the windows. The rain pelts inside of your house. You stare out into the darkness and shiver. I hope Cass is alright, wherever she is. Meanwhile, somewhere in the woods, the sheeting rain pounds against the ground, wind whips at the trees, tearing their leaves away in a whirling vortex. And alone in the center of the maelstrom is Cass, screaming as if all hell is breaking loose. Ah. I know what happened, or at least I'm assuming. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. I'll get to talking here in a moment. Also with a little meaningful message as well. But if you did enjoy, again, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, plenty of things to check out there, ways to support, and hey, there's the join and thanks feature on the channel as well. It's greatly appreciated, especially if you want to help support the work that I've done for many, many years, and you enjoy my narrating and voicing and reading of the stories. But with that being said, so there's one of two things going on. She's screaming like all hell going on in the rain and whatnot, so either she's under attack or she knows what you and Gabriel just did. Yeah. So now getting to my thought on this. Yeah, I started to really connect with Cass on this. Though I did like what Gabriel was doing. I am a romantic myself and enjoy doing things like that. And also you took your relationship to the next level in that, and again, you really haven't had a choice with Cass to do that. Cass, I very much understand in terms of, basically, while I was not in a foster situation, my family home life was not, let's put it this way. Your chances of being a foster kid and going through what Cass did are a million times better than what I went through with actual family. And, maybe one day I will tell that story, as I have a little in breadcrumbs when I stream, but I have never actually talked about it in videos. Out of all the thousands of videos that I've ever done, I've never really talked about what I went through growing up. Okay, so that's why I connected with Cass, because I understood, I went through what she went through in school. I went through what she went through in not feeling like your home was a home. And I have a lot of, like, my feelings are definitely there for her, right? So again, even though I didn't go through a foster situation, it's kind of like if I told my story, I would hope that people would connect and understand and be like, wow, this is really crappy, and I can definitely, I guess in a way, resemble that experience or understand that experience or something like that. Long story short is, again, I really connected with Cass on this chapter, and it's hard to trust. It really is. It really is. And you want to trust people, and you want to talk with people. And for me, I've been willing to take those risks because of a few small, I guess you could say, stars in my life that have come and gone over my lifetime that have made me want to take a risk. And that's part of life, really, is taking a risk. Some of you may be extremely comfortable, and don't get me wrong, I myself am comfortable sometimes when you're just sitting at home and you're like, you know what, this is my life. I like the simple, right? Sitting here, maybe watching Locum do choices, or watching something on television. This is my life. I like it. I got my cat or my dog, and whatnot. But it's nice to also take a risk and be with someone that may or may not be the right one. And it would be nice to find that special someone. And it would also be nice to find some friends and play games and just chill. You don't have to, I guess they call it trauma dumping. I guess that's what they call it nowadays. You don't have to immediately do that. You don't have to do that at all, really. You can just, be at a distance and just, hey, be like, you know what? Hey, I enjoy gaming with a person. So, again, it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk to life and living and whatnot. And, hey, if you got this far in the video, you've taken a risk on watching my content and enjoying it, right? You've taken a risk. You've wasted, well, I don't want to say wasted, but a lot of people look at it as a waste of what I do. But you've taken 40 plus minutes of your time, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to give it to this person by watching their channel. I'm going to watch their video. I'm going to watch this, and you're still here listening to this right now. You are an incredible person who I personally, because of what I do, think that you got something valuable out of this, and you didn't waste your time. That's what I was trying to say. Listen, I don't always convey things perfectly, okay? Leave me alone. But anyway, sometimes I'm a little long-winded, like this message that I'm trying to get out to. Again, hopefully you understand. If you don't, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think or questions or whatnot. But again, you can go through some horrible things in your life, and I believe that I have gone through probably some of the worst things. I mean, yeah, no, I literally have. And it's made me who I am. It's made me the strong individual and survivor that I am, and made me very empathetic of people and caring, but also someone who also is guarded. We'll just go with that. We'll just go with guarded, right? Because you don't want to put your heart out there to be mangled and strangled and whatnot by people yet again, right? It takes time. So hopefully you understand. And hopefully you understand Cass a little bit better. And again, I like Gabriel, I like the romantic side and everything else like that. And he doesn't have as much issues, but also he was more open in before now in book 1 in regards to feelings and what he went through and yada yada yada. And Cass has been very super slow to open up. And some people can be a little off-put by that too. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.